Hey ladies, I'm back with Rebecca, who you've met already, and Sam, and we're here to do the Align Your Pelvis 4. So you've already learnt lots of things in module 1 and 2, including 6 brilliant yoga postures that will help align your pelvis, ligaments and muscles. And now we're going to go a little bit deeper. So I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information or leave you feeling confused. So we're sticking with 4 really simple postures that Rebecca's going to show us that will really support you through pregnancy and possibly in early labour as well. So I recommend that ladies, you do this set of 4 once a week. If you can do it from 20 weeks, that's great. If you can do it from 30 weeks like Sam is, that is fantastic too. And also in early labour, when you're perhaps just niggling or having some mild contractions or surges, you can do a set of 4 just to make sure that everything is nicely lined up for strong labour. We're going to start with the first exercise with Becky, and that is the side saddle. So, over to you, Becky.
Okay, so this is really a way of sitting on the floor, which is a great place for you to be sitting. You don't want to be sitting on the sofa in pregnancy. We've talked about positioning the baby and how slumping on a sofa will encourage baby into the wrong position. So you want to be sitting on the floor, and this is a way of sitting on the floor that helps to balance the hips out.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to demonstrate.
Let me get out the way.
Sorry, so this is one of the kind of fundamental sitting postures that we're designed to be able to do, called the side saddle. And what you do is you sit one way with exactly as you're doing there, one hip externally rotated and the other internally rotated. Now what we commonly do is sit the way that feels most comfortable for us. So we'll have a preferred side. Now
this is mine.
Yeah.
This is my preferred side.
So what I want you to be doing regularly, sit like this for a couple of minutes until, and sit nice and tall, breathe into it, feel comfortable. But then swap over and do your other side as well. You're going to lift your legs there.
How many minutes on each side, just a couple?
You could do, if you can do at least 2 minutes on each side. If you're in discomfort, less, but often I find sitting this way, you'll feel things start to ease, and if you can do it for a couple of minutes, you will feel things start to relax in different places. So, because we're often quite misaligned, you find that maybe your buttock on one side doesn't want to touch the floor. If that's the case, you can put something underneath, maybe like a mat, and just tuck it underneath the side where it doesn't want to. And then you can feel a bit more supported if that helps. You might also feel like your knee needs a bit of support. Again, you can put something under that knee. But the idea is to do it both ways, because you'll get the opposite movement of the hips, internal rotation, external rotation, and on both hips by doing it both ways.
And can you sit in this position for long periods of time, like watching TV?
You can, totally, and if you're comfy doing it, that's fine. You could maybe, another adaptation would be to do it on a bolster. I know you like the bolsters.
Yeah.
So you could do it on a bolster as well. If you're sitting towards the edge of it, you get a little bit more height there. But swap it around. So don't always do your preferred side.
Yeah, I always am guilty of eating kind of.
Yeah.
I'm eating at the table like this at the moment. We've got quite a low table.
Yeah.
But then I always forget to switch over.
Yeah. So we are creatures of habit. So do the other side too.
Yeah, will do.
So that is
EastEnders on one side, dinner on the other.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our side saddle exercise.
So ladies, we're going to do the second of our Align Your Pelvis 4, and that's going to be the psoas balance. So I'm going to hand over to Becky to demonstrate. You need that one.
Yeah.
So we've already seen how important balance in those psoas muscles are, how it helps guide the baby, and so you really want the same amount of tension in the left and the right side. So this is a good test to see if you have the right amount of tension, and B, it helps to stretch out where you don't. So I'm going to show you first of all.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so this is basically a lunge position, but we're using the ball to allow you to relax a bit more into it. Now what I would recommend to help with stability is to use a wall. I'm not going to demonstrate it facing the wall because you won't see it with the camera, but you can do this facing the wall with hands on the wall. It's nice and stable for you. But just this at the moment, I'm just going to do it with one hand there. So what you're going to do is just bring one forward, the other one back, stabilise yourself there, and then just lunge gently forward and feel a nice opening in that hip. What I don't want you to do is to lean forward. You're not going to get that opening out. You want to have the body nice and upright. And when you're there, you just breathe deeply.
Yep.
You could also, if you want to do this with a partner, I'll do it in a second.
I'm going to get into it much more gracefully than I am. But
So if you need help, get your partner to support you in one hand. But using a wall, like I said, using two hands against the wall really helps.
Yep.
That's great. And so you're lovely and upright there. And if you want to increase the stretch a bit more, you can maybe just rock gently forward, keeping your body upright as you are, and just breathe nice and deeply. If you want, you can, when you breathe out, see if you can go a little bit further, and just let the muscles just gradually relax. You could also just do some gentle rocking back and forward if that feels good. Okay. And then just slowly come up from there and use the wall for support, use the partner support.
that was my best dismount.
And then the other side as well. So I want you to back on the other side. On one side invariably feels tighter than the other. Use one hand against the wall, so it creates a nice stability when you're holding the wall. Again, breathe nice and deeply. If you want to increase the stretch, do it when you're out of breath, just gently shift yourself forward. You can get your partner to bring you forward slightly as well. And just relax and wait till you feel a release in the muscle. So slowly come up. So use the wall for support. How did that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you with you? You're nice and fit and healthy. Did you feel the same on both sides?
No, definitely the left
It was
side.
left side.
It felt a lot more intense.
A lot more intense. Okay, so then that's a good indication that you need to sort of get them both feeling balanced.
Yeah.
If this is a really good one to start early on in pregnancy, while you're in good condition. If your things are already very out of balance, this might be a bit too much for you. But I think if you start this early, keep the balance early in pregnancy.
Brilliant, I love that one. We're going to do our third, so third of four. This one's really for pelvic alignment. So let me bring in 2 stools for you guys so you can show.
This is a good one for just keeping, helping all the attachments to this pelvic bowl to be in balance. So we have the pelvis can move in that way like that. We want to keep those. What we're going to do through this is activate all the different attachments to this to balance things out. So what you're going to do is, and this is a nice one that you could do at work, sat on a chair. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is squeeze your knees together. So you can either do it with a fist between your knees, or you can kind of resist like that, and you're going to push your knees together. Okay? If you want to make it a little bit more active, you can do that again. So push your knees together, and then just let go. You just get a little bit more dynamism going with that. Okay, so you've activated the muscles that squeeze the knees together. Now I want you to activate the muscles that push them apart. So now you're going to push your knees apart. And if you want to make it more active, ready to sit?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Kind of just resets the muscles. So we've got those and those. And now I want you to do the muscles that we can also get the pelvis shifting up and down like that. So I want you to bring one knee up, if that's comfortable. What we're going to do is push this knee down and push that knee up. It's a little bit like rubbing your tummy and your head at the same time. So what you're going to do, hold this knee up, you're going to push that knee down to the floor whilst pushing that one up, okay? And then I want you to swap that around. Lift this knee up, hook that under. You're going to push this down and push that one up. And what you might find as you're doing this, that one way or one of these sets feels a bit weaker than the other. So just activating those muscles sort of repetitively can just help to rebalance the muscle fibres. Okay. Yep. Now the pelvis can also shift forward and backwards, so we're going to get that now. So I'll sort of demonstrate sideways first of all. So you want to be, if you put your fist behind your bottom and you're going to be pushing that knee into your fist, put this hand over that knee, you're pushing that knee forward. Okay? Mm-hmm. And you're going to swap that around. Push one knee forward and butt it back on the other side. Okay?
Got it, yeah.
So this is a really good one. You can do it very quickly, little sets like that, and it just helps to reset everything, rebalance everything. I found this to be really effective exercise for people with pubic symphysis pain, pelvic girdle pain, because you're not actually moving the pubic symphysis hardly at all. So, but you're helping to reset things. So it can really help calm.
Is it every day?
You could do this every day. This exercise. Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Do it at your desk. If you're still working, you can just do that in a few seconds at your desk. Good.
Beautiful, guys, it's so good. It's so nice to watch. So we are now going to do our fourth in our Align Your Pelvis 4. So this is the sideline release. So this is an amazing posture. And I want to say a big acknowledgement to Gail Tully, who is an American midwife, and she founded spinningbabies.com, which is an amazing website full of information. And I think, Becky, that's where you first learned it
from Spinning Babies, yeah.
From Spinning Babies. And then Becky taught it to me when we made a series of osteopathy for pregnancy videos on YouTube, which went down a storm. So just tell us, Becky, a little bit about what this sideline release is going to be doing for Sam.
Yeah. So this is, well, we're working with gravity just to help just passively release everything. So what it's going to do, all those soft tissues in your pelvis that we talked about in the previous video, it's going to help to release and balance them out. It's a really slow, gradual, relaxing exercise. It feels amazing.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's brilliant in pregnancy, and actually since I learned it, I've now adapted it and I use it a lot with my low back patients as well. So it's a really, really good.
I think, Sam, you deserve this because you've been working hard through the videos. So I'm going to move out of the way and I'm going to let Becky demonstrate.
Okay, Sam. So what I'm going to do is to get you to lie on your side as close to the edge as possible. And what you want, just for the setup first of all, you want the head, so I'm just going to check, I'm going to take one of those pillows away for now, so that's better. So, and I'm going to get you to shuffle nearer to the edge for me. Just a bit further forward, and then a touch nearer again. You can hold onto the chair. That's it. If your bum comes over the edge, that's totally fine. So the nearer you are to the edge, the more room you have to drop. And let the leg hang down. So you have to do this with a partner. And the first step your partner has to do is make sure that you're in line. So you should have a nice line between your ear, your shoulder and your hip. And you should have your shoulders stacked on top of each other. So I'm going to get you to bring, just put each other up a little bit there. That's great. And your hips should be stacked on top of each other as well. And next I'm going to get you to straighten your bottom leg there. Like that. I'm going to bend this knee up. And the next step is I'm going to let your leg just hang down. I'm going to gently tip you forward and then I'm going to push you back, okay? So let the leg hang down. I've got the weight for you. I'm going to let you roll forward slightly and then gently push you back. And you get to a point there where I'm pushing you back. I'll do that again. I'm rolling forward. You can't feel so much. I'll push you back and you can feel just that point. It just feels really nice and relaxing.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So just to recap, Becky, so we've got, tell me if I'm right, Sam in a lovely straight line.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then the pelvis, hip is above the other hip.
Yeah. Stacked.
Stacked beautifully, one on top of the other. The first leg is out straight and the second leg on top is really just lounging out.
Just hanging down, yeah.
Hanging down, and you're supporting that hip really beautifully, firmly.
Yeah, so what I tend to do, you can see with the camera, to make it easy for me, is I just rest my elbow into my own hip, so then I'm not having to use any effort. Another way of doing it is to lean in, get the partner to lean in and rest. Does that feel good too, Sam? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that can be really soothing on the hips, actually. And so in this position, you're getting a lovely opening of all the soft tissues, the hips, the legs, pelvic floor, all those little ligaments within the pelvis, sacral ligaments, all relaxing and opening. And you can stay here really as long as you like, but you can give it a good 5 minutes on each side.
And that's really important, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you'd always do both sides.
So, well, let's do the other side now, Sam. So just come out that, maybe come to standing and we'll just swap things around. Follow that end. It's good to just have a chair your head end so you can rest your hands on it just to feel a bit more supported. So yeah, like we did before, just come shift to the edge as much as you can. That's it, bring your head back a little bit. That's good. Got the chair there to hold it. Straighten this leg for me here. That's good. And this knee up. You're going to lift that knee up. You're going to drop your leg off the side, tip you forward and then roll you back. How does that feel compared to the other side?
Good, this side feels like it's more tight than the other one.
Yeah. So again, it's like the Saraz one, it's a really nice way of checking in. Is one side feeling different to the other? Am I in balance? Do always the things both sides, but you might want to do a little bit more on the side that feels tighter.
And is there any reason do you feel that women shouldn't be doing that one in pregnancy, or is it quite a gentle exercise?
It is gentle. I find some women with very acute pubic symphysis disorder or pelvic girdle pains, it can feel irritating on the pubic symphysis, and they just can't hold these positions. So that's a couple of times where I don't use it. But if you can be comfortable in it, use it. It can also, because you're stretching out down here, the sciatic nerve, if you're getting a sciatic symptom, it is stretching the nerve and it can bring on some of the symptoms. So again, if it's uncomfortable, don't do it. This should be a relaxing posture.
So it's the same principles, listen to your body, stopping if it's uncomfortable, leaning into it a little more if you feel that it's tight. Beautiful.
How's that feeling now?
Good, really nice.
We could just leave you there, Sam, to rest. Brilliant.
So we're just going to stay another minute on this side.
So to recap, guys, we've done our Align Your Pelvis 4. So that has included a lovely side saddle position. We also did the psoas balance on the ball. We did the pelvic alignment with the knees and hands and the sideline release. So quite simple but comprehensive exercises just to help you at home to align your pelvis. What I will add though is if you're having significant discomfort in your pelvis or you're doing these movements and you find that they're quite painful, I'd really recommend that you go and see a body worker, an experienced osteopath. Someone who specialises in women's health, pregnancy is fantastic.